There are several mistakes that you could do during your first interview that can cost you the job pretty easily. And if you don't avoid these mistakes, you could lose an awesome opportunity even if you have an awesome CV and even if you're more qualified than other candidates. Can you imagine? Oh, and I'm not talking about obvious mistakes that you've heard in the past, such as not arriving late at your interview. No. In this video, I'm going to show you 7 first interview tips that you should keep in mind, including some mistakes to avoid, especially one that I've made a couple years ago that cost me the job even if I knew the manager interviewing me. So let's start with tip number 1, not checking Glassdoor reviews. Tell me, do you buy products online without checking reviews? Probably not. So why are you going to company interviews without checking what other employees think about this company? Yes, not all reviews are accurate, but simply reading them can give you a great sense of the company culture, the benefits, the growth opportunities, and much more relevant information to see if this company and role is right for you. Bonus point, if you come across something weird, let's say that you find a lot of reviews saying all the same thing, saying for example that they don't do enough work activities. Well, you can bring that up in the interview, asking the interviewer, for example, about the work culture or about the team bonding activities they do at work, just to make sure that the reviews are accurate. For that, simply go on Glassdoor.com, type the name of the company and your location, and you're set. And while you're on the computer, make sure you avoid mistake number 2, not looking at the interviewer's LinkedIn profile. 99% of the time, you'll have the name of your interviewer way in advance. And if you want to stand out from other candidates and have a conversation that the interviewer will remember for a long time, you have to go deep in the conversation, and that is not possible if you don't know anything about them prior to the interview. Where did they study? How long have they been at the company? Where were they before? All these are relevant information that you should know because you may want to bring that up in the interview. For example, at the end of my interview like 6 months ago, I asked the interviewer what made him change from Deloitte, his previous company, to this actual one. And he said, and I quote, "Wow, you did your research, I see. Good question." And then boom, he rambled about his story and we connected deeply just because of that one question. Successful interviews are the ones where you talk about broad subjects, about things that are not necessarily related to the company or the interview questions. And this is impossible if you don't know anything about the interviewer prior to the interview. So head to LinkedIn and search for your interviewer and look for interesting stuff about them. And I know you want to leave your computer, but not yet. Avoid mistake number 3, not knowing about the company. Alright, know this. No one ever got a job by giving general answers. The best candidates and the best interviews are the ones where you adapt your answers to this specific company using information about them you found online. So research their company website on Google News, their social media accounts, their LinkedIn page. Look for information about their culture, their goals, what are they working on, what services do they give, what products are they trying to promote, who are their customers, who is the CEO, where do they operate, and many other examples. For example, my friend got an interview a couple weeks ago with WestJet, and he got the question, "What do you know about WestJet?" And telling that you're an airline company is not enough if you want to pass to the second round. Now you can step aside from your computer and go to your interview. When you get there though, don't forget about tip number 4, not treating everyone with respect. I have to include this one because it happened so many times. So many candidates arrive at the interview and don't give enough attention to receptionists, janitors, and other people who are not part of the management. Just recently, I was browsing on LinkedIn when I read a post about someone who got rejected because she didn't even take the time to say hi to the receptionist and totally ignored her when she got there. Now, how did they find out about it? HR managers just asked the receptionist how was the candidate when they got there. You have to know something. As soon as you step inside the company building, your interview starts. Everyone can be looking at you and assessing your behavior. So please be a good human being, not just because you need the job, but just because everyone should act like that. Good. Now, when you get inside the interview room, make sure to keep in mind tip number 5. Don't act too desperate. When I say that, I don't mean begging the interviewer for the job. That's too obvious. There are other things that you may be doing that come across like needy. And if we talk about psychology, people like the chase. They don't like it when something is too easy to get. That's why candidates who have multiple offers and are confident are always wanted. We as humans, like it when something is difficult to get. That's why you need to find a balance between showing that you want the job, but also if you don't get it, you don't care, you have other opportunities and you'll move on with your life. Here are 3 things that you should keep in mind to not come across as needy. Number 1, your body language. Make sure your attire looks professional, sit well, and give a firm handshake. Number 2, don't oversell yourself and say you'll do anything to land the job. And that's what I was talking about at the beginning of this video when I made a mistake that cost me the job even if I knew the manager interviewing me. I wasn't really interested in the position I was interviewing for. I just wanted to get inside the company and then move up the ladder, you know what I mean? And that's why I said that I would do anything to get this job and I would do any job possible. And I said that during the interview. And I didn't get the job. And finally, number 3, don't act too available. Don't say things like you can start whenever they want. If they offer you the job, don't take it right away. Tell them that you will think about it for a day or 2. Don't jump on the opportunity right away in front of them. And before talking about the final mistake that people make unconsciously, I want to tackle the 6th first interview tip that is a bit touchy. Not being flexible enough. You probably had an image of what the job will look like based on your research online and based on the job description. But the reality, you'll probably learn new things during the interview. Some good things and some bad things. That's why you need to have a clear idea of what you really want in a job. Select maybe 3 to 5 traits in a job that you just can't negotiate about. Maybe you really need to work from home. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you really want to work on a specific project. Because you will need to be flexible. You will never find a job with 100% of everything that you wanted. You will always find some drawbacks. And it would be awful to miss an opportunity just because you didn't clarify what you really wanted in a job in your head just before the interview. So know what you want and be flexible about the rest. Now it's the end of the interview. Are you done? For most people, yes. And that's the mistake that I want you to avoid. Avoid mistake number 7. Not sending a thank you email. Even in 2020, stats say that most candidates don't send a thank you email after an interview. Know what this means? This is another great opportunity for you to stand out from other candidates. And thank you emails are super important because it shows that you're serious about the opportunity, that you enjoyed your time there and the discussion you had with the interviewer, but most importantly, that you respect their time because they took time out of their schedule, their busy schedule, to meet with you. So when you acknowledge that, interviewers are super happy about it. It can even change a maybe to a yes just because you sent a thank you email. So think about it. Here's a simple script you could use to send a thank you email not less than 24 hours after your interview. Hi, first name of recruiter. I hope you're doing great. I really enjoyed speaking with you yesterday and wanted to emphasize just how excited I am about the opportunity to work at Company A. I especially enjoyed listening to, and now you insert some exciting information about the company you just learned during the interview, and how I could provide value to the growing department with and then you mention some skills that match the job. Is there anything else I can forward to make your hiring decision easier? Best regards, and then you sign your name. If you got any value from this video, subscribe to Primal Career. Just click the big subscribe button just below this video. Now I want to hear from you. What tip are you going to implement first? Are you going to check reviews on Glassdoor? Are you going to look for the interviewer profile online? Or are you going to send a thank you email after the interview? Let me know in the comment section. If you want more information about everything that we just talked about, including how to be confident in interviews, how to send an efficient thank you email, or how to prepare for an interview just before you go, I linked some awesome videos in the description just below or in the right corner here, I think. I'll talk to you soon. Ciao.